Hello and welcome to May Favourites. I can't believe that another month has gone past. It's crazy and I don't really have that many favourites for the month. So let's just dive into my favourites. I have 4 categories: watch, read, follow and things. So let's start with watch. The first thing that you can watch is Alexa Chung's YouTube channel. I found it through her Met Gala video and she's just so cool. She's very funny and even though she did a makeup tutorial, which is something that I never watch, I found that watchable. The next recommendation in terms of something you can watch is Easy on Netflix. I ended up watching the first series in one night, which is, that's a thing. And yeah, it was really enjoyable. It's like an anthology series, and similar to Black Mirror in that you can watch one episode and not have to watch the other. They're not really sequential. Although I would have liked to have I got really into certain characters' storylines and wanted to see them develop further, but because they moved to another character and you just saw glimpses of people's lives and it felt very raw, and I don't know, kept me entertained for the night. I think it's got a 6 or something on IMDb, so it's worth a watch. Very sexual. It's got a lot of sex scenes in it, just so you know, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Let's swiftly move on to books. So the first book I want to mention is I reread A Darker Shade of Magic, and it is 100% one of my favourite books. I enjoyed it the second time around. It just made me feel really good. If you don't know, A Darker Shade of Magic is the first sort of fantasy book that got me back into reading. So in a way it holds a very special place in my heart. It's a magical book set in London but with 4 Londons, and it follows this guy Cal who he likes to smuggle things and he gets into a lot of trouble, and it's a good adventure story. The next book I want to mention is actually a series that I mentioned in my last favourites, and it's the Witchland series by Susan Dennard. I read all the series pretty fast. I started with Truth Witch naturally, and then I just kept reading and reading until there was no more books left. But the next one's coming out next year, which I'm very excited about. So there are 3 novels and 1 novella in the series, and they're all very, very good. So it's set in this mythical kingdom where 3 empires sort of rule, and it happens after a truce, and then the truce kind of ends and the world goes into chaos. So it follows 2 main characters, Safi and Iz, and they're best friends, and thread sisters, which are family sort of thing, but without being connected by blood. It follows them as their world kind of descends into chaos, and then they must try and save the world, essentially. But it's really good. It's really intriguing. They meet lots of different characters along the way. The next book I want to talk about is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, who's actually best friends with Susan Dennard, which is a fun little fun fact for you. This book is the second in a series, A Court of Thorn and Roses. The first book, didn't really like it. Well, it was fine. It was readable and I enjoyed reading it, but it didn't grip me and I didn't really like the character's story arc. This book, I haven't even finished reading. I'm about 50% through, but I'm really enjoying it so far because I think the main character has depression, and I just love passages where she's we went and did this and then I stayed in bed for the rest of the day. I'm yes, I can relate to this. But on a deeper note, I'm finding reading it really enjoyable because I can see her getting out of the darkness that she's in. The first book, she goes through these trials and goes through these hardships and trauma, and then the second book, she's dealing with the aftermath of that, and her character evolves in a way which makes her more stronger and independent, and she finds herself again after losing herself to the darkness, and that is why I'm really enjoying it. The first person I want to encourage you to follow or put on your radar is Daisy. I feel like a bit of a fangirl because I found her last month on Instagram and I've been really enjoying the content she puts out. She's a life coach here in New Zealand, and this week I'm doing her 5-day transformation, which is meditation and journaling, and I've been really enjoying it. I think that she's a beautiful soul, to be honest, and just light. And if you need some positivity in your feed or just some general life inspiration, check Daisy out. She's really cool. I just think she's really cool. The next person worth following or blog worth following is Homebody Club. It's a blog, book club, and weekly newsletter, and I'll read you their description. A space for modern mindfulness and well-being to encourage self-reflection and inspired action. It's like your daily dose of good. And I've been really enjoying following along on their Instagram and getting their weekly newsletters, which are always filled with really inspiring and helpful articles to like live a better life, which, you know, I'm all about. So if you need some goodness in your feed, give them a follow as well. The last category of things that I want to talk about is things. I don't know why I said the last category of things. The last thing is plants, because there are a lot of plants in the house and I'm really loving the feeling of living in a jungle. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing with plants, but they seem to be thriving all right. The next kind of favorite thing was my wellness week. If you haven't seen the video, I'll leave it down below. Essentially, I took a week off work to work on my mental health, and I went to therapy 3 times, and though it was incredibly hard, I have noticed that it was really good for me to confront those things that I had been hiding from for a very long time. So yeah, I would encourage you to take some time off work if you can or if you need it, and just really tune into your body and listen to what you need. I really needed a rest, and that rest was really nourishing for my soul. The last favourite is actually this little DIY we did with the girls. We made some magnets. So a while ago, I had cut out these kind of clay circles because I just wanted to make some magnets / touching clay was really helpful and soothing to my anxiety. So I cut out all these circles and I never did anything with them. And then sometime this month, we pulled them out and we painted them and then glued little magnets on the back. And they're just really cool because they're cool to have on the fridge because they're something that we made together. They're just bright and colourful and I just think they're really cool. That's it. Those are my current favourites at the moment. Let me know what your favourites are down below, or if you have any book recommendations, because I'm always on the hunt for a good new book to read. This month has been really fast. I don't know where it's gone. And it's just weird. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!